Hi everyone, welcome to this Flosstube extra from Stuart's and Stitches. I thought I'd pull together a compilation of my temperature stitching that I posted up on TikTok this week, so you can see what I've worked on from the start and then how much I achieved in each one. I thought this might be something that would interest you, so I'm going to try and merge all these 7 videos together with this one, and we'll see what it looks like. I hope you enjoy it. Let me know in the comments. Morning everyone. Welcome back to some more temperature stitching, with today's high being 9, which for me is Aurora Cabin. The temperature's climbing slightly, so hence Aurora Cabin has made an appearance. And it's this lovely design from Dimensions Gold Collection. It's a well-known design. So, here's where we're starting from. Some of us hidden under the Q-snap because I need to get into this, I want to get into this area here. So I'll be working amongst all these blues and whites, kind of snow along here today for 100 stitches. So this is being stitched on, I think it's 16 count Ada, let me just check. Looking on the back of the packet, the 16 count Dove Grey Ada with the provided threads, doing whatever's called for, whether it's cross stitch or half stitch, using the required number of threads. So there we are, and it's looking lovely so far. I love all these blues and the wintry theme in it. It's going into focus. There we are. So I'll be back to let you see what that looks like. And here we are with the temperature stitching done. So what did I do? Filled in over here, stretched that out to there and then worked back, filling in the gaps that were up here in the blues. And that gave me 107 stitches today, so I'm very pleased with that. That's a further 107 stitches into Aurora Cabin, part of the Dimensions Gold collection, and there's where we are just now on it. If it comes into focus, let's see, there we are. So I'll be back tomorrow with some more temperature stitching. Morning everybody, welcome back for some more temperature stitching, and today's high is 4. So as we all know, 4 is Tom of Finland's Shipwreck Part 2, where the two boys continue to get acquainted, under the gaze and supervision of our friendly owl. So today I'm going to work up here, I think, fill in this gap, bring it up to there, and then just start working over here. See how we got on today with that. So here we are, Tom of Finland, Shipwreck Part 2, been stitched on 28 count even weave, and using DMC threads, 2 strands over 2 threads of linen. And I'll be back to let you see how we got on today. Hi, I'm back with the temperature stitching done. So today I filled in over here and started bringing up the black. That gave me about an hour's worth of stitching and some more progress on my Tom of Finland Shipwreck Part 2, which is coming on nicely. Some people have been commenting I might need a bigger owl, we'll see. But it's a grand piece. I love how it's looking with the shades of grey and black. So that's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow with more. Hi everyone, welcome back for some more of Stuart's temperature stitching. Today's high is 7, and 7 for me is Quilting Bee by the Blue Flower. This lovely design here in the middle here. So we saw this a couple of days last week, I think. So it's back out today, so let's have a look and see what it's looking like. So last week when I worked on it, I did that motif up there. Well, my finger's causing it to blur, it's focusing on the finger. And then I extended out that border. So today, I think there's a couple of motifs I can put in here, which I will do. Then we'll see where that takes me, and if I need to, I'll extend the border out a bit more to finish off my stitching for today on it. And eventually it'll come over to the right hand corner of the design and start coming down. So that's where we are. I'm stitching this on a piece of 40 count linen, using the called for over dyed threads, which are a mixture of Gentle Arts and Classic Colourworks. And I'll be back shortly to let you see what this looks like today after the temperature stitching. And here we are, having done the temperature stitching. So today I worked on these up here to get my 100 stitches in. So I've started and finished that motif, and I've started this one next to it with these lovely variegated threads. So this is Quilting Bee from the Blue Flower, and I'm stitching this in a piece of 40 count linen. And I'm very pleased at how this is turning out. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll be back tomorrow with some more. Good morning everyone, welcome back to my temperature stitching for today. And today's high is 4, which for me is my Tom of Finland piece Shipwreck Part 2, also known as my naughty stitching. And we have our friendly owl, just preserving modesty as usual. So today I think I'm going to work up here. I'll start filling in this space here on his head, and we'll see how we get on. I'm stitching this on a piece of 28 count even weave. I think it was hand dyed by Stephanie, and I'm using the called for DMC threads, and I'm stitching 2/2 full cross, for those of you who like to know the details. So I'll come back shortly and I'll let you see how we got on today. And here we are with the temperature stitching done and some more detail put into this lovely piece. This is Shipwrecked Part 2 by Tom Finland. So I worked here, I filled in more of the black here, some of the dark grey, and brought it down here as well. I'm generally going to just run the threads out in this area up here in his hair. So we're getting there. There'll be more of this next time it comes out. I'm enjoying how the detail's coming through now, it's looking very good. So this is Shipwreck Part 2 based on artwork by Tom of Finland. Hi everyone, welcome back to today's temperature stitching. So today's high is 5, and 5 for me is Fall Fairy from Dimensions Gold collection. This is what it will look like when it's finished. I think a wee bit of the ring light going on. And as you can see, I'm up where that tree is in the top right hand corner as I look at it. So, well, we're going to be working up here today for 100 stitches or so. Let's see if we can get some more of this tree done and then see where I'll go next. But it's a lovely piece, I do like the colours. And I'll come back in a wee while and let you see how we got on today. And that's today's temperature stitching now completed. So I filled in along here with one of the browns, using 2 strands over one, and then this lighter colour here using 1 strand over one as called for. That's why these are called dimensions, partly because you get the different dimensions coming through from the thread counts. So that's the tree coming along nicely in the corner here. I'm just zooming out so as you can see what's been done so far. This is just some of the kind of residue of the magic from her hands. This is her hair and probably some of her cloak coming in, I think it is. And this is up in the top right hand quadrant of the piece. So that was today's temperature stitching Fall Fairy by Dimensions Gold collection. I'll be back tomorrow with some more. Hi everyone, welcome back to some more temperature stitching, and today's high is 7. And 7 for me is Quilting Bee from the Blue Flower. So it's this lovely design here. So at the moment I'm working in this motif up here, and then we'll start bringing it along. So it looks like that in real life. So this motif here we'll work on, and then we'll start bringing the border along, and there's some more motifs that will creep in underneath it. So I'm using all the called for threads, these are they, and stitching this 1/2 on 40 count linen. And I'll be back shortly to let you see how we got on today. Hi everyone, back again with the temperature stitching completed for today. So finished this motif here, and the onion colour and mustard seed, I think that one is. Then we brought along piney woods along here, and then outlined the next motif in the same colour. And that was today's temperature stitching. So some good progress, and next time I pick this up I can start filling in this motif, and then we'll gradually work along. And zooming out to let you see the full piece, that's Quilting Bee from the Blue Flower for today's temperature stitching, the high of which was 7. And I'll be back tomorrow with some more. Good morning everyone, welcome back for some more temperature stitching. Today's high is 13, and 3 is this lovely Autumn Quakers by Rosewood Manor. So today I'm going to finish off this motif, which is where I was working the last time this came out. And then if that doesn't get my stitches in that I need, there's a couple of wee things I can do either side before we move over to there's a huge big one filling in this gap here. And we'll be using the lovely Valdania variegated threads. So this is for 13. The last time this piece came out a few days ago, it was only 3. So it's a very mild day today. So I'll come back shortly and let you see how I got on. And here's the temperature stitching completed for today. So I finished this motif here, and did the wee bits on the outside and filled in the middle, did this wee creature and this rectangular thing here. And that got me an hour's worth of stitching on the Autumn Quakers from Rosewood Manor. And zoom out, let you see how it's looking. And up in the top left you can see the threads I'm using with their lovely colours. So as I say, that's Rosewood Manor's Autumn Quakers, and I'll be back tomorrow with some more temperature stitching.